there was high drama at the Delhi airport after Congress leader Pawan Khera was stopped from boarding a flight to Chhattisgarh. This because of an FIR against him. Actually, 3 FIRs against him, 2 in Uttar Pradesh and 1 in Assam, for making derogatory comments against the Prime Minister's father. What followed was a day of high drama, with the Assam police arresting Khera for hurting sentiments and intent of breaching peace. In his support, his party members then staged a dharna on the tarmac of the airport from where he was supposed to take off. Eventually, the Assam police applied for Khera's transit remand, but in an urgent hearing, the Congress leader got interim bail from the Supreme Court. However, this bail did not come before the Congress leader tendered an unconditional apology for comments that his counsel Abhishek Manu Singhvi recognized as inappropriate, inadvertent. In court, the leader also said that the words were objectionable and that he would not stand by the use of such language. Strangely though, despite tendering an unconditional apology inside court, outside court, the same comments were defended as freedom of speech.
इस महान देश की महान लोकतंत्र और न्यायिक प्रणाली पर, प्रक्रिया पर मुझे पूरा भरोसा है। आज मेरी अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता की रक्षा इसी न्याय प्रणाली ने की है, इसको मैं बार बार सलाम करता हूं। सच की जो लड़ाई है उस रास्ते में कई बार संघर्ष करने पड़ते हैं। मैं संघर्ष कर रहा हूं, मेरी पूरी पार्टी, मेरे नेता राहुल गांधी जिस तरह से संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, मैं उनकी आवाज और लोकतंत्र की आवाज मजबूत करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ूंगा। As I said, this is a sub judice matter. I will not comment on it at this point. I have absolute faith and confidence in the majesty of the law, in the democracy of my country. It is the same majesty of law which upheld my liberties today.
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
RP Singh, national spokesperson, the BJP continues with us. Dushyant Nagar, political analyst, also with us. My first question is to Vivek Bansal, leader of the Congress. Today, the Congress has pretty much accepted, Mr. Bansal, that the comments made about the Prime Minister and his father were quote-unquote objectionable. So what's the defiance for?
There is no defiance. Basically, there is a world of difference between objectionable and non-cognizable offense. I don't think that this was such a statement which warranted an arrest. And keeping this thing in view,
sir, let me quote to you what Mr. Khera's counsel himself said inside the Supreme Court. He said, sir, hold on a second, let me tell you verbatim what he said. He said that the comments made in the press conference at which certain objectionable words were used, Dr. Singhvi said the petitioner has since clarified that the use of the language was inadvertent, though inappropriate, and that he would not stand by the use of such language. Dr. Singhvi says the petitioner tenders an unconditional apology. It's an unconditional apology. Language that he would never...
He had been held, the way he had been roughed up and taken by the police and arrested. I don't think that was very civil. I have my doubts that people commit heinous crime in this country.
Right.
People commit heinous crime.
So you're basically saying that he had to bend before dictatorship. RP Singh, he offered the apology because you are dictatorial. RP Singh.
So he should have stood up.
And despite that, after
he should have so this shows how coward they are. So he should have stood up by his comment and said in the court that I stand by my freedom of expression or freedom of speech. You want to send me to jail, send me to jail, but I'm not withdrawing back.
I don't think that's very
But it didn't happen that way. And the problem with the Congress is that they don't differentiate between the personal attacks of the politician and getting the parents of the people whom your adversaries into your public domain, in your public slugfest.
Mr. Bansal, here's the thing. You know, there is a reality and there is public posturing. Now let me actually quote to you from what Mr. Bansal.
Go. I am speaking, and the gentleman who is there from the BJP, he's just, chipping in like that. That's not warranted. Let me finish, and I think then he would be having all the time.
Okay, finish your point. But before that, let me ask you question number 2. Hold on a second, sir. Hold on a second. Let me ask you question number 2. Mr. K.C. Venugopal, General Secretary, Organization, has said the following. Shri Khera was arrested on totally baseless charges which were only trumped up because the Prime Minister is scared of being questioned on his relationship with Mr. Gautam Adani. You are calling the charges totally trumped up, Mr. Venugopal. Whereas Pawan Khera himself has accepted in court that this language is inappropriate and you cannot stand by the use of such language. The utterer of the language is saying that this is totally inappropriate. Mr. Venugopal is saying, oh, trumped up charges.
What the accused says in the court, he's advised by his counsel, and in accordance with that, he has to come out with this statement. And the fact that once you are on the court, not that everything which you say is out of your own accord. Just to get out of the shackles of of the law, you at times.
So you're saying Mr. Khera lied to get out of jail.
Let me tell you,
to get bail, Mr. Khera lied before the Supreme Court. You're not doing him any favor, sir.
The statement for which he had been hauled up, it is uncalled emergency. This is what a person is going for his political commitment, and the entire team is there, and the police swoops over there on the plane and just takes him out, roughs him up and takes him out of the plane. I don't think that is very civil. And if you ask your conscience that this is a definition of democracy, I'm sorry to say that.
Sir, do you have any evidence to show that he was roughed up? Because unka medical hua hai, and I do not think any such thing has come up in the medical.
Rough up. In medical, these sort of things, they don't come. If you just twist somebody's arm a little bit, or if you just
it does, sir. That is literally the reason. And when you are, and by the way, Mr. Bansal, I'm sure you would know it better than I, because you're a very experienced politician, that when you are produced before the court, you have the liberty to tell the court if you have been roughed up / tortured by the police.
Not tortured. I didn't use the word tortured. Don't try to put your words into my mouth.
Okay,
what
if your arm has been twisted, you are present before the Chief Justice. It was a 3-judge bench which included the Chief Justice. What was stopping Mr. Singhvi from saying, the Assam police is twisting the arm of my client here, my lord?
This is being roughed up. He's not a criminal or something of this sort. I don't think that this warranted such a treatment for a person. He's a spokesperson of a respectable party.
So, Mr. Bansal, hold on a second. You're saying, so here's the train of logic. The chain of logic is, you are saying he tendered an apology, but he didn't mean it. He did it because he didn't want to go to jail. He didn't want to go to jail because he had just been roughed up. He has been roughed up, but he never mentioned it before the court. And no medical test actually showed or proved that he had endured any kind of roughing up.
No. Listen, first of all, what is the definition of roughing up? If you pull somebody by the hand, in your definition, what is it? It is roughing up or not?
Sir, why did he apologize? Okay, let me just ask you a different question. Hold on a second, Mr. RP Singh. Let me bring in Dushyant Nagar. If everything was fine, and he didn't make any mistake, he didn't say anything wrong, तो unconditional apology क्यों दी? You can go to court and you say, and this is the Supreme Court which has held an urgent hearing for you. You can tell the court, sir, कि यहाँ पर emergency लग गई है, मेरी रक्षा कीजिए मिलॉर्ड, मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया. आप unconditional apology क्यों दे रहे हैं? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि कोई छोटा मोटा कोर्ट है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चीफ जस्टिस बैठे हैं. आप उनसे बोलिए, प्रोटेक्ट माय राइट्स माय लॉर्ड. आई स्टैंड बाय व्हाट आई सेड.
देखिए, जिस प्रकार से बदले की भावना से ये सरकार काम करती है, उससे कुछ भी हो सकता था. आदरणीय पवन खेड़ा जी के जीवन को भी खतरा हो सकता था पुलिस हिरासत में. तो अगर वो बेल के लिए गए तो उसमें कोई गलत नहीं है.
तो आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे ट्रस्ट नहीं है? आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बोलते कि सर मेरे जीवन को खतरा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट विल प्रोटेक्ट योर लाइफ एंड लिम्ब. दुष्यंत जी, आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे भरोसा नहीं है?
बिल्कुल है. अब देखिए वो तो उनके सम्मानित वकील साहब ने जो निर्णय लिया उसके ऊपर चर्चा नहीं हो सकती। अब जो हो गया सो हो गया। लेकिन मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं,
सम्मानित वकील साहब भी इतने बड़े कांग्रेसी है, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट।
लेकिन देखिए, लेकिन मैडम, कोर्ट के अंदर की प्रोसीडिंग्स के ऊपर हम लोग यहाँ चर्चा नहीं कर सकते ना। हम तो इसके अन्य पहलुओं के ऊपर चर्चा कर सकते हैं, और चर्चा इस बात की होनी चाहिए कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की एक देवी जी नेत्री, जिन्होंने केंद्र के प्रधानमंत्री को, तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री को चूड़ियां भेजने का काम किया।
कोर्ट में जाकर
आप एक बात बताइए, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को, सरदार मनमोहन सिंह जी को मनमोहन सिंह कहा गया। नरसिम्हा राव जी जो 19 भाषाओं के ज्ञाता थे, उनके लिए ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग मौनी बाबा कहते थे। इतना बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति आज तक भारतवर्ष में ऐसे काबिल विदेश मंत्री, गृह मंत्री और प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में नरसिम्हा राव जी ने काम किया, उनको अपमानित करने का काम इन्होंने किया।
अगर अपमान हुआ है, आपको बेशक कोर्ट जाना चाहिए था, बट as a last word, I also want to ask you, RP Singh, fine, an unconditional apology has been tendered. There is an acceptance that this was completely unacceptable. But in political discourse, have we become so thin-skinned that people are going to be arrested? पॉलिटिक्स में तो ये होता है, आप दो चीजें बोलेंगे, आप टीवी पे आके दो चीजें बोलते हैं, किसी को खालिस्तानी बोलेंगे, किसी को कुछ बोलेंगे, वो आपको दो चीजें बोलेगा। अब उसके लिए क्या पॉलिटिकल ओपोनेंट्स को जेल में डाल देंगे? मिस्टर आरपी सिंह।
पद्मजा, यू हैव राइट। सुनिए, आप मुझे 4 गाली निकालिए, मैं आपको निकालूं, या कोई और मेरे को पॉलिटिकल ओपोनेंट मुझे 4 गाली निकाले, ठीक है, परंतु किसी के पिता को लेकर उपहास उड़ाना, टू मॉक Prime Minister's father, is not right. Man, and Prime Minister's father has nothing to do with the politics. They are ashamed of their father's and grandfather's name. We take pride in our parents. Man, they are ashamed of taking Feroz Jahangir Gandhi's name as their surname now.
Okay.
We are not. We take pride, and country take pride in parents and father of Prime Minister Modi.
Okay, let's leave everyone's father and grandfather out of it. The simple matter though is that perhaps in political discourse, one, we could introduce more civility, and two, be a little more open to receiving criticism and not really use the heavy hand of the law. Maybe we will have a very argumentative but also a vibrant democracy that way. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much, all gentlemen, for joining me. Thanks for watching.